Welcome back, Stingers. Today I will be responding to some of your comments or questions under my videos. Now, this one is definitely something that I really wanted to talk about, especially for you young guys and gals out there who are still in school, who are still peer-oriented, and that's an age where you really do care about what people think about you. You've left your home and now you're trying to find your clique and your voice and trying to find out what your image is or how you want to project yourself and all that good stuff. So here we go. Hey, I'm a bi Scorpio, and I guess bi means bisexual. And people call me bi Scorpio goddess at school. They say I look like Ruby Rose and have the eyes of a cat, and they like my long silky black hair. And I didn't say this. My friend right now is saying all of this right in front of me. I don't know. I don't know if it's just me, but when people tell me that I look in the mirror and all I see is an ugly pug. So I guess you guys know who Ruby Rose is. I think she was on Orange is the New Black. You know, beautiful young lady. And there's so many things I don't like about this commentary. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like the self-deprecation. I don't like people giving you a label and you accepting it. I don't like this, my friend. I don't like it. I really don't. I never had a nickname in high school. Actually, that's not true. There were a couple of guys that I was friends with, like they were in my class like that. I didn't hang out with them outside of school. But they called me Malik, which is the boy version of my name. It was actually pretty fun. I love that name. It means king of all kings. So honey, you could call me Malik if you, like not now. I don't have nicknames now, but like I really didn't have a nickname. Like people just said my full name, you know. And so I didn't have any disrespectful names. People didn't like, you know what I mean? Like nobody created something for me. Like, guys, nobody said life was easy all the time. But what I do know is that you have full control of your image and how you project yourself and how you stand up for yourself and correct people when they say things. My name has been mispronounced my whole life, usually outside of the black community. I remember, a lot of older Caucasian women would either they couldn't pronounce my name or they pretended they couldn't. And they were like, don't you have something that's for short? I'm going to call you Millie. And Millie is so sounds like a slave name, kind of like Toby. And the black people who's watching videos, you already know where I'm coming from. And I would be like, no, the hell you're not. You'll never call me Millie. And if you do call me Millie, I will not respond. You'll learn to say my name. Malika. You get that version. You get the American version. You get the African version. Malika, perfectly fine. Malike, perfectly fine. You get the Turkish version. But what you're not going to do is call me Millie. You're not going to call me Malachi. You're not going to call me Michaela, which happened a lot. You're not going to call me Micah. You're not going to call me Maluka. You're not going to call me Malika. We're not doing any of those. I would not turn around. There were people who did call me Malika. I would not budge. I would not move. And then they would come and tap me, like, excuse me. And I would pronounce my name for them. And I would give them options, People from, South Asia call me Malika. Perfect. That's how you originally pronounce my name. Americans say Malika. Perfectly fine. Anybody I knew from Turkey, Malika, perfectly fine. You know what I mean? Perfectly fine. The other stuff, not okay. And so for somebody to go around and calling you the bi, let me look at this again. For someone to be calling you bi Scorpio goddess, like I just don't understand that. I don't understand why your sexuality is even discussed amongst others. I don't understand why that is something that's like pinned on the outside. Like, why is that who you are? Do you know what I'm saying? I don't like it. I really don't like that. I don't think you like it either. I don't think people should be in your business that way. I think it's disrespectful. They're not walking around saying people are straight goddess. They're not walking around calling people trans goddess. They're not walking around calling people, like, what is this? It's terrible. And I think when you look in the mirror and you say you feel like an ugly pug, I don't like that either. I don't like the self-deprecation. I don't think you see yourself unattractive or as an ugly individual. You just don't like the disrespect, and maybe you don't know how to stand up for yourself. You know, there was a time in my youth, and I talk about this in my books, where I didn't really stand up for myself either in a lot of ways. I would just get people back later. I have Mars and Cancer. Honey, don't talk about passive aggressive, honey. I can get you quietly. But back then, things bothered me too. And the kids are really cruel, aren't they? Aren't they? And especially like high school and college, like, oof. But I remember in college, I made a distinctive, I remember the first day, I created an image for myself. And that's the beauty about like going to a new school, or like, that's just the beauty about being young. Like, you're not stuck to any identity. So people say this about you, like, tomorrow you can go to school and, honey, revive, and like, oh, we're not doing that. And then you create the name that you want to for yourself and leave being bi out of it. Like, that's your personal business, and I don't think people should be talking about it. I don't think it should be anybody's business, and I definitely don't think that's how you should be identified. Like, you have a name, you were given a birth name that your parents gave you, and probably specifically, with intent. And there's so many other things they can call you. They can leave off the bi and just call you the Scorpio goddess, honey. That sounds fine to me. I don't like that. I don't like it. But I remember my first day, like, in college, I remember I made sure that people didn't overstep my boundaries, and I made sure that people pronounced my name correctly. And when they didn't, I said, I'm just going to repeat this one more time for you, and it's up to you to work on it. Because that's one thing that I dislike, is to mispronounce someone's name, especially if they're ethnic, like if they're from Japan and they're shortening them. They're like, don't shorten it for me. I'm going to learn how to say it. You know what I mean? Or if they're from some other country, some African country, I'm like, don't shorten it. I'm going to learn how to pronounce your name properly. Names have meaning and power, and I want to make sure I get it right. And so, I went in knowing that I was going to create my own reputation. And that's me having my son in the 10th house of reputation. Like, you ain't going to do it for me with the Scorpio, with the control. Like, you ain't going to do it for me. I'm going to create it for myself. So don't allow people to say things about you and just create names for you. You walking down the hall and somebody talking about bi god, Scorpio god. Like, what are you talking about? You could take the bi off, honey. You just call me goddess if that's how you're gonna like that. So, and start doing this with yourself. Just, you can gently correct people and just say, oh, my name is this, by the way. You know what I mean? And that'll let them know that what they're talking about is not okay. And don't respond. Do not respond. After you've told them once, never turn your head. Never turn around, don't even roll your eye, like, give them no attention whatsoever. And eventually they'll catch on and be like, oh, I'll just call you this, and that friend that you have who's saying all this stuff, honey, I don't know about that. You got to check into whether that's your friend or not. All right, guys, like, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff. I'll see you at ScorpioSunScorpioMoon.com, where you can buy all of my audio and paperback books, which, by the way, are on sale, 30% off, by using the code BOOKSALE. You can also get a one-on-one with me. You can get a transformation course, or a master chart reading, where you can learn to dive into your whole entire chart, use your challenges to your advantage, learn what your superpowers are, and anything else intricate that you want to know about yourself via astrology. That's all I have for you, and I'll see you soon.